Welcome everybody to the final of the Capital Cup, hosted by the Capital Petanque Club of Canberra on Saturday 5 November 2022 at the beautiful Western Park Boulodrome in Yarralumla in Canberra. My name is Sebastian Rosenberg and I'm the president of Capital Petanque. It has been an absolute pleasure to host 19 mixed doubles teams here in Canberra for this second edition of our Capital Cup. Today, we're witnessing the final of the Principal competition between Jean Luc and Meredith Clark from Boules Artistes in Sydney and Rosemary and Gary Gilmer from Newcastle. Let's join the action at the first end, and you can see Meredith's first boule and Rosemary's, both very close to the coche, and now Jean Luc comes to the circle to lovely relaxed style there from Jean Luc, and he's gotten rid of both of those balls, and Rosemary now in the ring to point. That's a good one. This slope in Canberra is very slippery on this side of the piste, and you can see how difficult it is to control the speed. Meredith Clark now to the ring. Lovely shot. Lovely shot. More loop, and the result was that the ball didn't run away down the slope. Gary Gilmer now to try and remove it. He's missed that one. And he's missed a second time. So Rosemary now has the task of trying to shut down the end. That one's a little bit wayward. It's gone a bit left. Gary's is there or thereabouts. It's in front. So Jean Luc to the ring again. Probably going to see if he can dislodge that front ball of Gary's. He's a bit long, just over his head. Didn't miss by much. And now the pointer back to the ring to see if they can Meredith can just get past that front ball of Gary's, which is in a really good spot. That one's a bit short. And Jean Luc now at the last ball. He must be tempted to shoot, because Meredith is certainly in third. He shoots and misses. So that leaves the score after the first end. Jean Luc and Meredith 1 and Gary and Rosemary on 0. Jean Luc and Meredith are the current New South Wales state mixed doubles champions. Meredith has only been playing a couple of years, but she was part of the team that finished runners-up in the national triples competition in Adelaide. Rosemary now in the ring, and she's a women's champion at Newcastle, and she and Gary Gilmer represented New South Wales in the recent interstate competition held by the Petanque Federation of Australia. And she's put a boule right on the coche there. Jean Luc shoots. He's just a little bit short there. Oh, lovely shot. Lovely shot from Meredith. She chose to push that ball and with a good point rather than another shot, and she's dislodged Rosemary from the kosh. Gilmer now in the ring. And he's hit them both, so that may well put Meredith back in the ring. It has, with Rosemary and Gary holding, and also holding a Boule advantage. That's a pretty good one for Meredith. Does it hold? Not sure that it does. And that's now 4 Boules on 2. So a chance for Newcastle to make amends for the first end. Again, look how quickly that runs, even up the slope. That's well adjusted there from Jean Luc, and he holds in front. So 4 Boules remaining. Can Gary remove this? Oh, he's moved the kosh. That could be trouble. That could be trouble. And hits again.
It was a good ball.
So even, particularly because there aren't really large stones on this very smooth, almost billiardy type surface, it's pretty common to see the kosh move, and of course that changes things considerably. We've been especially lucky here with the weather. It's been a lovely day here in Yarralumla, and we have 2 local Canberra teams competing in the Consulant final, and 2 interstate teams here to contest the Principal. And kosh moves for a second time. It's a bit unlucky there because it rebounded off the Boule at the back. So they were not able to dislodge that Boule, and despite having moved the kosh twice, it was 1 more to the team from Sydney, from Boules Artistes, Jean Luc and Meredith, who lead after the second end 2-0. That one's got away a bit from Meredith, again down the slope. It's so difficult to keep the ball in front of the kosh. Beautiful from Rosemary. Kosh high. As you can see, a beautiful spot here in Yarralumla at the Western Park Boulodrome. You often see kangaroos at the foot of the of the little slope. That's gone a bit too far, I think. As is that. That one fairly raced away. So Rosemary holds with only Jean Luc's 3 balls remaining in this end. He's got that time and moved the cosh. I think that may actually be touching, which means obviously if Gary now hits, that cosh is flying. And that's what happened. The cosh is flicked out the back. I think that's Jean Luc's ball, however, which still holds at the foot of the piste. New position marked. So Rosemary's got plenty of room, though, yeah, at least in theory. I think she may have that. I'm not sure. Jean Luc pointing to his own ball, unusually, suggesting he holds. No, they're happy to agree. It looks like it's gone too far. And that is a real characteristic of this speedy surface, is that you sometimes come short and then overcompensate. And Gary's hit the front ball. That one looks better. I think that one may well hold. But that leaves Jean Luc with the last ball. So can he make it count? Goes high, and I think too long. Which indeed gives Newcastle their first point. So 2-1 is the score. Boules Artistes just ahead. So the way this competition worked is that after 4 rounds, the Capital Cup was split into a Principal and a Consolant. And these 2 teams came through their respective semi-finals to make it to this Principal final. As I say, the Consolant finals between 2 Canberra teams, which was great. That's a good one at the start of this end for Rosemary and for Newcastle. Can Meredith beat that? It's not easy to beat. And that one is short and left. That was a good shot. Much better loop in her throw. But it's still short, which brings Jean Luc to the ring. Lovely shot. Removes the offending bull. And then he looks for some applause from his adoring fans. And Rosemary puts it right back.
Yeah. I was speechless.
You ready?
Ready.
Jean Luc short that time and the ball bounces over. Not happy with himself. You can shoot short on this piste. It's quite forgiving in that regard, but you do sometimes get the jumps and the ball lifts over the top. That is wide and right from Meredith. So again, Gary and Rosemary with 4 boules to 1 have got a distinct advantage. And of course they already hold.
Yeah, well done.
And that one's wide and right too. Hooked with Jean Luc's left hand. Came across it. So now Rosemary in the ring, quickly in the ring. And that looks as straight as a die. For 2.
Oh, what a player.
That's a beautiful shot from Rosemary. Little low 5 there between the two on the way to the ring for Gary. Can he add to the tally with his 3 boules? Just wide. And that one's just short. He's playing quite quickly. That one looks the goods. I think you'll find that's probably 3-2 Newcastle. Indeed. Which brings the score to 4-2 in Newcastle's favour over Boules Artistes. Not a bad shot. Probably 30-40 centimetres behind the cosh from Rosemary to begin. Meredith steps it out. It's probably just on 7 metres, something like that, maybe slightly shorter. I think at the very bottom of the field, you can just see on the far right hand side some kangaroos, which is quite common here at Yarralumla, and again adds to the amenity. I think our club may be one of the only ones that has a specially devised pooper scooper to remove kangaroo poo from the piste. Meredith's along with the first one. The second one is, I don't know if that holds or not, but it's in a good position. It's short, it's in front. Boule devant, as the French say. No, she does not hold. Again, the cosh just dragged, but to no avail. It leaves Newcastle still holding after 3 boules. Jean Luc counterattacks and removes the holding bull, leaving the Boules Artistes holding 2. There was not such a good bounce when it landed, but it might be enough. No, it's too wide. And that one looks closer. Yeah, it looks close, so well worth a measure. Umpire Leanne Mason stepping in to assist.
It's about 3 for me. Yeah, I know it's mine, but I don't want to be too tricky.
And it looks like Rosemary's ball has just done enough and holds. Canberra, Capital Petanque's very lucky to have a good number of qualified local umpires, and Leanne's one of them, which is great. That looks long from Jean Luc. 3 balls to 1. Needs something close. That one looks to have skipped through as well. So suddenly what looked to be a fairly benign kind of end for the team in red now looks open for Newcastle. The front door is open. If they can control the Boules on the way down the slope. That's a lovely shot from Gary. That certainly counts. And again, potentially. Let's see, once the measuring's done, how many Newcastle are able to collect.
How many get?
I think we have. You have to, yeah, okay.
If in doubt, get the umpire to measure.
Yeah, so one. Yeah, so one, I give you one.
It was really good this year's Capital Cup in that such a high proportion of our 19 teams actually came from interstate. There were people from the Northern Territory, from Tasmania, from Victoria, from New South Wales, from all sorts of places, and we were very grateful for their participation in this year's edition of the Capital Cup. Some of them made their way through floodwaters, others just travelled a really long way, so we're very grateful. Thank you. So that was 3 points to Newcastle at the end of that, and they take quite a commanding lead here. It's 7-2 to the team in blue. That looks a pretty reasonable point from Rosemary. And let's see if Meredith can get into the game and get on the cosh here. She started off well, a couple of really good ones. Can she regain that form? I think that one is short. And yeah, that overcompensation again, particularly on this very slippery, smooth surface. The ball really does slide and glide, and it is easy to overcompensate. Third ball's a charm. Let's see if Meredith can nail this one. She can. What a cracker. Absolutely beautiful shot. It took her 3, but she got there. That third ball, I don't know if you noticed, but there was such a nice loop to it. And that meant that the donné was really in the right place. And she's close, which gives Gary the job of trying to hit it out. It looked to be almost between Boule and Kosh, very close. You can see it's possible to shoot it on the ground here. He nudged it. He nudged it, and his bull stayed. So that's probably a couple to Newcastle as it stands. But it did take Gary a couple to hit it. So 3 bulls each are left. And I think Jean Luc may have that. He's rested on the bull at the back. It could be that the bull closest to us here at the side holds. Not sure. Jean Luc points to his own bull, unsurprisingly. And Gary's happy to exceed. So that puts Rosemary in the ring. And she's just a little long, I think, there. It seemed to be fairly straight, but just a little long. Can she adjust? It's close. I think it certainly looks straight. And that's going to bring the umpire in here. That's Jean Luc's ball, the darker one, remember? That's being measured now. And I think it's Rosemary's bull that holds.
42.9, 43.1.
And Jean Luc begins the long trudge back to the ring. You can see he's probably got about 35 centimetres, 40 centimetres, something like that, to get in. Or you can shoot. And unfortunately, it looks like he's his own ball out there. And that's a beautiful point, though. That is a beautiful point. He's masterfully rested that bull, his own bull, onto the Newcastle bulls that were holding. Really rescued a situation there, I think. I was in danger of getting a bit out of hand. And what can Gary do? The cosh has moved again. And on the last bull, the traditional do not shoot the last bull. Let's see what's been the wash up. Players themselves not sure who holds at this stage. It looks like one of Jean Luc's balls at the back there. And he is moving confidently towards the scoring post in anticipation.
Yeah, of course too. Like it's,
It looks like it's to the Reds. Boules Artistes go some way to clawing back the deficit in this untimed Principal final of the Capital Cup 2022 here in Canberra. Just a little long there again from Meredith. Rosemary's bull holds, I think. And you can see the difference here. Rosemary's really sort of rolling it down the slope. And Meredith is attempting to give it a bit more loop to try to put the brakes on once it lands. Just like that. Lovely shot there for Meredith. Jean Luc happy about that. Gary indicating Rosemary's got about 30 centimetres. She rolls it carefully, just adjacent to Meredith's holding bull. Probably only needed one more roll and it would have held. But as a result, Rosemary stays in the ring. Can she push that one forward or just get past? It looks short. It's not going to reach it. So, Boules Artistes holding, and also holding a bull advantage in this end. So what can Gary do about it? A little bit left there, the first one. And the second one has a better line, but it's gone too far. Much higher loop. And potentially just squeezes past to be the holding bull.
Having fun there. Having fun there.
Jean Luc looks ready to shoot that bull, knowing that Meredith is in second, and disposes of it clinically. Good shot. So as you can see there, Meredith's probably got about 30 centimetres, 35 centimetres on the right-hand side at best to add to the score, with 3 bulls to come for Boules Artistes. They could eradicate this lead that Newcastle enjoy, but that one is short. So the last 2 bulls are both Jean Luc's. Can he make them count? Oh yes, he can. Superb shot. Little kiss off the collection of bulls at the front. Takes a bow to the warm applause of the crowd. That one, I think, may be just too far.
You're only getting 2.
2.5, come on, you know.
That one certainly counts. Now the question is, who's in second? And is it 2-2 to the team in red? Or have Newcastle limited the damage to just the 1 point to Boules Artistes? I think that it's been agreed that it is 2. So the deficit largely wiped out, and we now have a game in a serious way. The team from Newcastle, Rosemary and Gary, just the one ahead, 7 against Jean Luc and Meredith from Sydney on 6 points. Meredith now in the ring to start this next end. Yes, indeed, she can. That's a beautiful shot. Really lovely shot there. And she's very happy about it. So Jean-Luc, that's a terrific way to start this end. Oh, he's just missed again. Just missed. So he's wondering what he's got to do to get a hit. Rosemary in the ring. And that one's a little bit wide and right. Her second bull looks to be very good indeed. That's very close. Jean Luc happy to agree that Rosemary holds. So now the question is, can he dispatch that bull? And he certainly can, with that lovely languid left hand shooting style. which leaves Meredith's initial Boule holding. Rosemary doesn't hold, but it's a very troublesome Boule because it's right in the front and is easily pushable, which Gary does. Now, I'm not sure that he holds. They're just going to check. Rosemary's having a look, but it was a lovely shot to push it up and certainly makes scoring any more points difficult for the team from Sydney. But this is Newcastle's last Boule, and he's missed the head. So, what can Jean Luc and Meredith do about this? They have 4 Boules left. They're 1 down overall, 7-6. Jean Luc's going to make a hole. He misses. Oh, and he has just glanced Gary's ball or Rosemary's ball, and it is now the holding Boule. And so it's from a situation where Boules Artistes were really in charge of this end. It now looks like Newcastle hold at least one. Meredith's just wide there. I think they're trying to land on it. She's trying to really push it. And she's just missed again. I think that's 1 to Newcastle. That's a missed opportunity from Boules Artistes. And I guess the question is, will they pay? So the score now 8-6 to Newcastle over Boules Artistes. Rosemary starts with a good one. She's cosh high, and she is not far. Can Meredith replicate the success on her pointing from last time, but this time on a tricky downhill, slippery slide? It was very high and has fallen short. That looks a better shot. And is a better shot. That's a cracker. She is right on the cosh there. Which really means, Gary's got no choice. It's ungagnable. Can't beat that. Not winnable. So Gary's really got to shoot. He'll be looking to hit this. And he does. Again, a rough lay. The ball bounced beforehand. It wasn't au feu, as the French say, directly on the ball as he shoots. But he's collected the ball, he's done the job, and moved the cosh as well. So Rosemary has got a little bit of room to try to point in. And that looks like a cracker. Gary happy with that applauding in the background. So that is an excellent shot, which brings Jean Luc to the ring. 6-8 down, but 4 Boules to 3 up in this end. That was long, quite a way long. Now you can see the difference though in his shooting versus Gary's shooting. Jean-Luc's attempting to hit the ball on the full au feu. Gary's much more likely to be shooting in a line along the ground.
Yeah. And normally it's mowed, it's not. Yeah, it's mowed. Just they couldn't get on it. The mower's true.
Oh, just long there from Meredith. That was a good one. You could see as she released, her fingers were pointing at the cosh. It was a good delivery, but it's just eased past the cosh. So I guess one thing that Jean-Luc might be trying to do here, although he's 3 balls to 2 down, is even just shift the cosh a little. If the cosh moves back, those are both Boules Artistes Boules. And he does so. What a cracker. Absolute cracker. Well, that makes a different sort of challenge now for Newcastle. They're 3 balls to 1 up, but that's more difficult.
It's on camera because I played it.
Yeah, good shot. Yeah, thanks, Jean Luc. That one's wide from Gary. Oh, he took the ball at the side or at the front, and then also collected the cosh, and the cosh is then spat forward. It rebounded off the balls at the back, so there's now a little bit of room for Rosemary to again try to point in. I think that may be slightly short. It's hard to tell. They're having a look. And calling for the umpire. Umpire Mason makes her way down.
Actually, I like it. That's the best.
So as they're measuring, it's of course worth remembering that Newcastle are out of Boules in this end. So that may also shape what Jean Luc and Meredith do next. So it's Jean Luc that holds, and Meredith that holds at the back there, I think. Last bull. That looks pretty good. And indeed, that was 2 for Boules Artistes. So scores now level, 8-all. And we do indeed have a tight game for this Principal final of the Capital Cup 2022 edition. Meredith hits the cosh, but the ball trucks on through. So Rosemary's probably got 50 centimetres, something like that, to score the point. That one also looked like it had a fair bit of momentum. It's gone past. And that one is short, but good. It holds. It's probably on the line to a right-hander as well. But I would say that Meredith probably has about 40 centimetres, something like that. You can see Jean Luc indicating how much space. And she took on that front ball and was rewarded. She just snuck past. Jean Luc very happy with that. And Meredith's ball really in prime position there. How can Newcastle respond? Beautifully. Bit unlucky. Hit the offending bull, hit Meredith's bull, but the cosh went as well. So that's changed the equation somewhat. Boules Artistes still hold with Meredith's ball, but there is probably now 50 centimetres, something like that, for Rosemary to work with. And she's just short. She's just short. So 4 Boules to 2. And really need Gary's pointing skills here rather than his shooting at this end. and he makes it. What a lovely shot. Very careful shot. And really needed that one. At 4 Boules to 1 at 8 all, really needed to put something down, and he's done so. Interesting that Jean Luc and Meredith have decided to point, given that Meredith's ball is clearly second, so it may well be that Jean Luc and Meredith may look to shoot later. 4 Boules to 1. Probably still 40 centimetres to work with. And it's just gone through the drop zone. Unlucky there. Nice play, a good line, but just too far. And that leaves Jean Luc with 3 Boules against Gary, who holds 1. But it is the team in blue that hold. Tactics here, strategy. That's a lovely shot from Jean Luc. What you can see here too is that the left-hand side, if you like, the left-hand flank is open, and as a left-hander, Jean Luc is able to come in from the left-hand side and also use the slope to bring the ball towards the cosh. And that one is too far from Gary in response. So there is a real chance here, with 2 Boules remaining, for the team in red to establish a commanding lead for the first time. So Jean-Luc was trying to shoot that ball then, rather than point, obviously, and was just too long, which leaves Gary's ball in second place. So just the 1 point there to Boules Artistes. That gives them a lead of 9-8 as Meredith starts to point at this next end. And she's crouching, which is a change from some of the way she's played when she's been standing, and to great effect there. She rolls it along the ground and very close to the cosh. Great shot there. Good start to this end. Gilmer to the ring. See if he can knock it out of the way. He can't. He misses. So that's a ball advantage to Jean Luc and Meredith. Rosemary's first point looks short, even on this slope. But her second one is right on the money. That is a tremendous shot from Rosemary Wall to put Newcastle back in with a shot here in this end. Let's see what Jean Luc can do as he no doubt tries to shoot. Oh, it's a magnificent spot, Caro. Superb shot. Let's have a look at this in slow motion. Lovely arc. Casual, relaxed style, fingers pointing towards the target, and it replaces the ball. It hits its target like a magic trick, and that could be a very telling blow. Given it's 9-8, Boules Artistes need 4. They have 2 on the ground. Newcastle needs an immediate response. What couldn't Gary do? Oh, I think he split the difference. I think he's in between those 2 balls. He really needs the cosh to move or potentially go out here. He has moved the cosh. Has he moved it far enough? It doesn't look like it from here. It looks like, while there's a big gap, the Boules Artistes bulls, the two dark bulls in the front, may still be in second and third position, or first and second, I should say. So Rosemary needs to put this close to put the pressure back on Boules Artistes. And she does. Well, a magnificent retort from Rosemary. And Newcastle really needed that. But it is 4 Boules to 0, with Boules Artistes presumably in second and third. And Jean Luc does not miss, which means that potentially it looks like a formality here for Meredith to close out this final of the Capital Cup for 2022 with a couple of points to just get past those front two. There's one, that makes 3. And there is the 4th and winning bull for Boules Artistes. A tremendous game there. I think Boules Artistes just had that little bit of class when it really mattered, particularly with Jean Luc's winning carreau, spot carreau in that last end. So commiserations to Rosemary Wall and Gary Gilmer from Newcastle, but huge congratulations to Jean Luc Domergue and Meredith Clark, who are our winners of this second edition of the Capital Cup here in Canberra. It's been a terrific day for all 19 teams. Thanks to Graham and Adele Smith for putting this video together. I'm Sebastian Rosenberg, and on behalf of all of us here at Capital Petanque, we hope you enjoyed this match and consider this a standing invitation to come to Canberra and join us for a game down here at Western Park. Thanks for watching.